You are driving around on a Saturday evening around 7 p.m. The sun is still barely out, just enough to see without lights. As you are patrolling around, you get a report that someone was seen apparently scoping out cars. When you arrive in the area, you see the individual described carrying a lot of bags and putting them in their car. As you approach the suspect, you can see that the windows on the cars have been smashed open. You make a stop of the individual and he attempts to flee, but he trips over his own feet. You put him in handcuffs to detain him while you search a bag that fell out of the car. As you search the bag, you see that it has a driver's license in it of a female, which is not who you put in handcuffs. You also notice a crowbar in the back as well. You determine you have enough probable cause to make a formal arrest of the individual in custody. At this point, you can tell him his Miranda rights, since you are taking his freedom away to leave and bringing him in for questioning. The Miranda rights are: you have a right to remain silent, meaning you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, meaning anything that you do say will be written down and would be put in court against you if you go to trial. You have a right to attorney, meaning before questioning or during questioning, you can have an attorney or a lawyer come in to help you out and they'll tell you probably not to say anything. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you, meaning the state or the municipality or whoever will provide you an attorney if you cannot afford one. Then you say, "Do you understand the rights I have read you?" If they say yes, then move on. If they don't, I don't know why. With these rights in mind, do you wish to speak to me? And this is where they choose to whether confess or not. When Miranda rights are needed is when a suspect is in custody, meaning if they are told they are under arrest or have been deprived of freedom to a degree one associates with a formal arrest. Suspect is under arrest if the person is deprived of the freedom for a formal arrest and is to be questioned by the police. They need to know their rights. If the suspect is at the police station, if they are taken there or they go on their own free will, the atmosphere there is considered coercive and they need their Miranda rights. And finally, if the suspect is in custody of another offense, if they're already in on another offense, then Miranda needs to be given for that offense that you're going to question them on. When some of the things that is not needed on is when the officer asks no questions, they're just getting there, they're just finding things out, or they're arresting people or detaining people. During on-scene questioning, if they're trying to get the facts of the case or the facts of everything that's going on, if it's between two people. In stop and frisk cases, they don't need to read their Miranda rights. When a statement is also voluntary is another way that Miranda is not needed to be said, because they're voluntarily giving up their freedom to tell you what happened or that they did it.